So here we have the Volkswagen Passat on a 68 plate. I'm going to start off by hopping inside the car and running through some of the controls first of all. The tailgate on this car will open electronically. You can either do that from the key or from the tailgate itself. As we approach the back of the car, you can see we have reversing sensors and plenty of boot space as well. Okay, now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. Over on the left-hand side, we have the rev counter, the coolant temperature gauge as well. On the right-hand side, the speedometer and fuel gauge. And then in the middle, you can see the main trip computer area, which includes the total miles for this car. They are 28,053. Above that, we have a digital readout for the speedometer. You can change information that's displayed there. We're on the driving data menu at the moment. There are other menus available, of course, and you can see me going through those now. Back around to the beginning again. And the buttons that I was using to do that are just here on the right-hand side. We have phone controls there, stereo controls as well. Stereo controls continue on the left along with cruise control. Once you hit cruise control, hit this button here. This car is able to maintain its own distance between itself and the car in front, both speeding up and slowing down automatically depending on the car in front speed. Over in the center, we then have the main touchscreen for the car. So up on here is where you can access your radio, DAB, FM and AM, as you can see. If you want to listen to your own music, you can do. There's plenty of ways of doing that, and they include Bluetooth audio. So not only can you make and receive phone calls, you can also stream your music wirelessly once you paired your phone, which is done by hitting the phone button. Then find telephone and follow the instructions on screen from there. Below that, we have the dual zone climate control. You can adjust the passenger temperature, driver temperature. You can increase and decrease the fan speed. You can determine what direction you'd like the air to be distributed in. When you're happy with those settings, that's your air conditioning on. Same button to turn it off. Or hit auto. The car will now take control of the direction of the air and the fan speed to maintain the temperatures you've asked for. You can override that at any time by either adjusting the fan speed or direction of the air. We've also got heated driver and passenger seats, both of which have 3 separate heat settings each. We have the gear lever for the fully automatic gearbox. This button here will start and stop the engine. You just need to make sure you have the key in the car with you, of course. We can turn off the stop and start. It's designed so that it will cut out when it's stationary in traffic to save you fuel. You can turn that system off, and it's off when that light shows, so back on again there. And lastly, you can change the driving setup of the car from eco, individual, sport, and individual, sorry, at the end, normal there. And under the individual, you can customize any of these settings yourself. For example, you might prefer firmer steering, in which case you would select sport from that menu. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see this ULEZ compliant car for yourself and have a test drive, please feel free to call either of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.